Hi traders, back with another episode of Technical Tuesday today. Let's start things off as we usually do with the dollar. We can see the dollar's sort of in this tight range between 94.5, where its previous highs were, and 93.8, as well as where the 21-day exponential moving average is. If it falls below here, I'd be looking towards the 50-day simple moving average, the light blue line, and below there you got the former large range resistance, which would probably act as support now. It's still in its sort of ascending channel price, but it is taking on this sideways range um, sort of price pattern at the moment. The RSI, it's just below its little range here, 55. I think we'll have to see price that confirmed with a price move higher. I'd like to see it move above 94.5 for the bulls. That would be my target. And then on the downside, I'd be looking towards this region if price was to break through 93.8. Moving across to the Euro USD, we saw a little bit of negative divergence here on the RSI. Essentially, as price made a lower low, the RSI actually didn't confirm that with a lower low. It made a higher low. It's below this 52 RSI level at the moment. Price has now met a bit of resistance at the 116 level. The 21-day exponential moving average is also there, and above there we've got the 50-day at 1.166. 1.166, and then we've got the upper trend line of the descending channel as well as the 117 horizontal resistance. Yeah, targets wise, again, around that region. On the downside, I'd be looking back towards 115, where we saw price essentially get down to a few pips short of it. Yeah, moving on to GBP USD cable. Wow, well, we saw a hell of a lot of technical damage on the chart here. It sliced right through that 135.5 level of support. Price has retraced now. It's stuck its head just slightly back above that area. We're close to the 136 resistance level. RSI is sort of in a bit of no man's land around the low 40s. We'll have to see what price does if it decides to try and rally again into these moving averages, as well as the RSI probably getting close to its 60 range where it's met resistance before, as it's tried to push through the 140 mark. Targets wise, I'd be looking towards 136. 137 around these two moving averages. Beyond there, obviously, the 138.5 level comes into play, 200-day simple moving average. And then on the downside, I'd be looking towards this 134 area where we've seen price test twice. Euro GBP was very interesting. It's essentially shot up a lot higher. And tag that 200-day simple moving average, where in the past it's found some resistance. It's come back down now, hovering just above the 50-day simple moving average. The RSI is sort of at a range where it's found previous resistance, the low 60s. And yeah, I would say on the upside again, if price was to rally again, that would be my level that I'd be monitoring, the 200-day simple moving average. On the downside, I'd want to see if price can break through this 50-day simple moving average and the 0.85 horizontal support, which is also supported by the 21-day exponential moving average. Moving on to the dollar yen, which to me now is a very key currency cross. As we can see, it's broken through this little mini range support here at 113.5, and the next target now for me would be 112, just above the 50-day simple moving average. It's broken through there. I think the RSI, it's also on a key level here of support, the former mini range support here. If it breaks through that, 112 looks really likely. Guess it depends on what US 10-year yields do, obviously, given their close correlation. So we'll have to monitor that. But yeah, this is not a good break for the US dollar JPY bulls, in my opinion. And then Aussie dollar, US dollar, if we zoom in a bit here, we can see, prices being squeezed between the 21-day exponential moving average and the 50-day simple moving average. It's a bit directionless in the moment, looking for its next catalyst. RSI below the 55 level. It's still within its little ascending channel. It's in the middle of it now. Targets wise, I'd be looking towards 0.75, horizontal resistance, which is just below the 200-day simple moving average. Above there, we got 0.757. And then on the downside, the 50-day simple moving average at 0.736 and 0.73, the nice round number there, would be my targets. Gold, wow, really interesting at the moment. It sort of moved through that 1.8, probably triggered a couple stops, and people needed to cover their positions. And now price is sniffing right at that 1.830 level, which we know in the past has been major resistance here. And the RSI is right at the 60 odd level, which is key here. So we have to see what gold's going to do here. If it goes through 1.830, then we could really see a decent move up to that 1.860 mark. However, as I say, really strong resistance. There's a bit of a doji candle here, which could be starting to show a bit of a rolling over. The RSI is flattening out, so could we see that roll over too? It's quite hard to get a sense on the moving averages. They all bunch quite close together, but given that price is above its moving averages is quite a positive sign. But again, historically, we've seen this 1.830 level rejected many times. On the downside, I'd be looking towards this region here, 1775, 18, around the moving averages, and below that 1750. Um, Moving to the black liquid, we've got, price came back down, touched this $80 level support where the 50-day simple moving average was, moved back above that. 82.50 horizontal support, and now price is right on its 21-day exponential moving average. The RSI, it's sort of been rejected a bit here at this 58 level. It's shot back up and it looks like it's rolled over a bit. We'll have to see what price flow does. I think the bullish price action we saw on Monday as we opened was down to Arab crude being set at a higher price, and that obviously led to higher prices in the main crude index. That's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed today's Technical Tuesdays and found it useful, and I'll see you next week for another episode. Thanks.